Okay, so now we're going to talk about the horizontal line test. The one thing you have to remember is, if you recall, if you have a function or a relation, and if you cannot draw a vertical line that goes through it twice, so like here, this one I went through it twice, meaning this is not a function, and it's because this x value here, let's pick something we can kind of see, 1, 1, this x also has another value of -1. X can only have one y. Basically, x can only date one y. And so that won't be a function. It's easy to tell graphically by just drawing a vertical line. Like if I take this, no matter where I put my vertical line, I'm not going to get two intersections. I'm just going to go through it once. So that's how you can tell if something is a function. So because the inverse of a vertical line would be a horizontal line, we can use something called the horizontal line test. The horizontal line test is going to be how to tell if your inverse is a function. Okay? That's what it's doing. It allows you to tell, is the inverse a function? So we're going to look and just identify our function so we remember how to do that. So in the first one, the original, is it a function? Yes. Check. Is this one a function? Check. There's nowhere you can draw a vertical line that's going to go through more than once. Is this one a function? We've already shown absolutely not. It's got two spots, so no. Function, no. And this one, yes, no matter where you draw your vertical line, you're only going to go through it once. Okay? So function, yes. Okay. So now, let's just use a cool green. We're going to do a horizontal line test. Is there anywhere, and you want to check multiple spots, but is there anywhere where your horizontal line goes through more than once? So, horizontal is the, we're going to add that up here. Is the inverse a function? Does the horizontal line intersect the figure more than once? That is what you are checking. So, in the first one, the inverse, also a function. In this one, can I draw it? Yep. There's nowhere I can do it. Now, down here, you might be like, hey, it's actually crossing it more than once. Technically, no. This is something called an exponential growth function. It's getting smaller and smaller, and it's getting closer and closer to 0, but it's always going to be decreasing. So you're never actually going to have a flat line where it's going to cross it more than once. So this function, yes. All right, horizontal lines. Ooh, the horizontal lines work great, though, on this. So the original wasn't a function, but the inverse, yes, is going to be a function. There's nowhere that those horizontal lines are crossing more than once. Now let's check out this guy. Oh, yeah, boo. We've got these two, and no matter what horizontal line you draw there, it's going to cross a bunch of times. Now, some people might say, oh, but it only crossed once here. Yeah, you have to try multiple places. It can't cross more than once anywhere. So you can't just do an isolated incident. You have to try a few. So is the inverse a function? No. So you're going to try a few problems to identify, are they functions or not? You might be asked to graph one and then decide. But check these out, and then you're going to come back, and we're going to do the final part of these notes. This is like the mathletes right here. This is people who want to have an A in the class. This is what you have to be able to do. It shows excellence in finding inverses.